1 minute ago, London crossed a line no one thought possible in peacetime. Not a drill, not a rumor. A full-scale lockdown order issued within hours as anti-migrant demonstrations erupted into the largest spontaneous protest in the capital since the Iraq War. Trains halted, bridges sealed, armed police deployed along Westminster like a fortress wall. Tens of thousands surged through the streets chanting with one voice, angry, desperate, determined. This wasn't politics, this was boiling point. The convict crisis cracked one dam, today the flood hit the capital. Footage from Trafalgar Square shows flares cutting the sky red, banners snapping like gunshots, crowds moving with the force of a tidal wave. Phones recording. Media scrambling, government silent again. And what happened next may change Britain's future forever. Stay here because the story you're about to hear is bigger than headlines. It began just after dawn, 6:42 am. Commuters stepped from tube stations into a scene that felt wrong, electric heavy. Hundreds gathered outside Charing Cross carrying signs not printed, handmade overnight. Cardboard, marker pens, anger. A woman in a coat still wearing her ID badge from night shift held a sign shaking slightly in the wind. "We can't take more, we're collapsing." Beside her, builders in high-vis jackets, pensioners leaning on canes, young men filming TikTok live streams. A mix of voices Britain rarely sees unified until today. At 7:10 am, trains started slowing, platforms flooded. The first chant rolled like a wave down the street, "Close the routes." Close the routes. At 7:35 am, that wave turned into an ocean. 8:15 am, 12,000 people in Westminster. Police expected a crowd, not this crowd, barricades bent under pressure. Officers pushed back gently at first, then firmly as numbers doubled every 20 minutes. Buses trapped in gridlock, cab drivers honking in frustration, tourists filming with wide eyes. A BBC correspondent whispered on live mic, "I've covered Westminster for 17 years. I've never seen this street this full, not even during Brexit." Drone footage showed Parliament surrounded like an island in a human sea. 9 o'clock am. Government still silent. Downing Street curtains closed. No press briefing, no leadership presence. People noticed. And nothing fuels protest like silence. A man on live TikTok, voice trembling, shouted, "We spoke peacefully for years. No one listened. Now we shout." His stream hit 300,000 viewers in 14 minutes. Shares spread protests to Birmingham round, Pushpin Manchester round, Pushpin Liverpool round, Pushpin Glasgow round, Pushpin Cardiff. London was the spark, the UK caught fire. 9:45 am, police lose the bridge. Westminster Bridge became the flashpoint. Protesters surged forward not to fight, to be seen. Officers held line until pressure forced retreat. And then it happened, the crowd crossed the bridge. A moment history will replay for decades. Sky News voice hushed. London is no longer controlling the protest, it's moving with it. From Big Ben to Downing Street, streets filled like arteries pumping anger instead of blood. 10:20 am, lockdown ordered. Metropolitan Police issued emergency directive. Loudspeaker Central London, restricted to essential vehicles only. Barriers extended around Government Quarter. Loudspeaker helicopters deployed within 30 minutes. Trains suspended at Embankment, Trafalgar Square sealed, Whitehall fenced with riot barriers. London, the unstoppable city, stopped. Shops pulled shutters. Employees told to go home. Tourists stranded in cordon zones. It looked less like a protest and more like a capital under siege. 11 o'clock am, the trigger moment. A speaker climbed the base of Nelson's column, megaphone raised, crowd silent below. A mother with her 2 kids beside her. Face red from shouting, hope blazing in eyes, her voice echoed through London like thunder. "We're not here to hate, we're here because Britain is bursting," crowd roared, she continued. Schools overflowing, hospitals full, borders broken, when will you listen? Phones everywhere recorded. Clip hit 8 million views in an hour. Hashtags exploded. Number London lockdown, number lost control, number no more capacity, number Britain at breaking point. The protest had a message now, clear, emotional, unstoppable. 11:35 am, counter-protest arrives. A smaller group, pro-migrant activists, arrived from Waterloo carrying signs of welcome and unity. Police rushed to separate groups. Tension thick as smoke. 2 ideologies face-to-face, compassion versus capacity. A man from migrant support side shouted, "They are humans, not numbers." A woman from protest side replied, "So are our kids, both right, both hurt." 2 truths colliding on London pavement. Cameras captured tears on both sides, because this isn't hatred, this is a nation overwhelmed. And overwhelmed nations fracture. 12 o'clock p.m. The chant that shook No 10, the entire crowd, tens of thousands, raised hands to sky and screamed, "Show your face, show your face, show your face," not at police, not at migrants, at the Prime Minister. Somewhere inside Downing Street, Starmer heard it, unmistakable, impossible to ignore. He asked aides softly, "If I step outside, will they listen?" The aide replied, "If you don't, they'll never listen again." He stared at the door to No 10 like it was a cliff edge. Leadership is not speeches. Leadership is stepping into storms. And outside, the storm was waiting. 12:10 p.m., the air trembles like London itself is holding breath. Crowds press shoulder to shoulder through Whitehall, faces red from shouting, eyes fixed on the black door of Downing Street like it's the mouth of a volcano. "Show your face, show your face, show your face." The chant rolls like thunder between government buildings, echoing beneath Union Jacks whipping violently in winter wind. Police stand in lines 3 rows deep, helmets on, batons sheathed, shields lowered but ready. Nobody wants violence, but pressure this large does not stay peaceful forever. Not when tension cuts the air like electricity. Not when Parliament windows rattle with every roar. Inside No 10, Starmer stands behind the curtain watching. Not through television, through glass, through reality. Thousands of citizens on the doorstep of power demanding face-to-face accountability. An aide whispers, "They won't leave without a response." Another counters, "A response won't make them leave, a plan will." They're both right. 12:22 p.m. Parliament in freefall across the square. MPs flood into the Commons chamber, jackets thrown over chairs, phones buzzing non-stop, staff sprinting up and down the aisles with printouts and polling numbers. Speaker bangs gavel, "Order, this House will address the London situation immediately." The words "London situation" make social media erupt, because this is not a situation, this is a breakdown. Opposition stands instantly. The Prime Minister has lost control of borders, lost control of public confidence, and now has lost control of the capital. Labour benches erupt in defensiveness, but not unified. Some shout back, others stare silently at desks. Cracks, visible cracks. A Conservative MP rises, declare a national stability response now or step aside for someone who can. Gasps, shouts, desk banging like war drums. This is no longer debate. This is the sound of power trembling. 12:40 p.m. Police brace for impact. Radio chatter tightens. Crowd density increasing near Downing Street. Barriers straining. Pushback units on standby. Command requests negotiation before escalation. But who negotiates? There is only one person the crowd wants, the Prime Minister. Riot vans line Whitehall. Horses await deployment. The city breathes in short, sharp gasps. Inside Police Command Centre, a superintendent mutters, "If this tips, it won't be just protest. It'll be a chapter in history books." 1:00 p.m. Protest goes nationwide. Live maps show red markers flashing across Britain like spreading wildfire. Round Pushpin London, 90,000, and climbing round Pushpin Manchester, 22,000 round Pushpin Leeds, 14,000 round Pushpin Birmingham, 18,000. 500 round Pushpin Glasgow, 11,000 round Pushpin Belfast, 74,000 round Pushpin Cardiff, 12,800 round Pushpin Newcastle, 92,000 in less than an hour. 200,000 demonstrators fill city streets. Some angry, some scared, some simply tired of breaking points. Signs become symbols. Britain is full. Capacity matters. Borders broke US. School parents marching beside truck drivers. NHS nurses walking beside pensioners. Teenagers live streaming beside veterans with medals. A unity built not by ideology but exhaustion. 1:20 p.m., the spark at the gate near Downing Street barriers. A group pushes forward, hands raised, chanting for dialogue, not violence. Police hold firm, shields rise, pressure builds like steam under steel. Suddenly snap, a section of metal fencing bends inward from sheer force. Not breached but buckled, visibly. A warning, officers tighten grip. Protesters step back, not retreat, just recoil, because one broken barrier could break the day. A mother cries out, "No one wants a fight, we want a future." Her words ripple, calming some, igniting others. Crowds aren't one voice. Crowds are storms, some winds soothe, others tear roofs off. 1:35 p.m. Starmer steps toward the door inside No 10 hallway. He moves slowly, guarded by advisors like chess pieces around a king. He pauses at the threshold, only a wooden door separating him from history's judgment. An aide holds out bullet point statement. He doesn't take it. He whispers, "This can't be read. It has to be felt." He understands words won't save him. Only presence might, but presence in a crowd like this, it could crown him leader or end his leadership in minutes. He grips the handle. The black door opens slightly. 1:36 p.m. and closes again. Security intercepts. Prime Minister risk is too high, crowd unstable. He freezes, door stays shut. Crowd outside sees the movement, door opened, then closed, and reacts like a wounded animal need relief. BOOOO. Anger detonates. Coward, face US. Leaders don't hide. A flare shoots up, red smoke curling across Whitehall like blood in water. Police radios explode with urgent updates. Protest no longer calm. Not a riot, but the edge of one. 2:00 p.m., the royal shockwave just when momentum peaks. Breaking news alert flashes across every screen. Loudspeaker Kensington Palace requests immediate briefing on London protests. Loudspeaker Prince William monitoring situation closely. Loudspeaker Royal Household prepared to issue unity message. Crowd freezes. Reporters sprint, MPS look at phones wide-eyed. Royal awareness twice in one crisis week. Unprecedented. People begin chanting a new line, powerful, dangerous, symbolic. The Crown is watching. The Crown is watching. Pressure shifts from government alone to history itself. And Starmer knows he cannot wait hours, he cannot wait tomorrow. The country wants him now. He steps back from the door again, breathing hard, realizing if he speaks, he may calm a nation. If he stays silent, he may lose one. London is locked down. Britain is marching. Parliament is fracturing. The palace is watching. And in a crisis like this, silence is gasoline. 2:15 p.m., the gates of Downing Street shake under the roar of 90,000 voices. Smoke hangs in the air from flares, orange glowing against horse-mounted police forming a defensive arc. Banners flap like war standards, phones raised like torches. The crowd is no longer simply protesting. It is demanding confrontation with power. And finally, inside No 10, the Prime Minister takes a breath deep enough to steady a nation. He speaks quietly, "Open the gate, I will speak to them myself." Aides freeze, security protests, cabinet staff shake heads violently, but he repeats it louder, voice cracking but firm, "Open the gate," because sometimes leadership is not policy, it is presence in the fire. 2:22 p.m., the door opens, the black door of Downing Street swings wide. And for the first time since the protest began, the crowd falls silent. Tension condenses into a single point. Cameras zoom, drones hover. Starmer steps out alone, no podium, no teleprompter, no distance, just a man facing a city. He walks forward until only iron bars separate him from thousands. Close enough to see eyes, close enough to hear breathing, close enough to be touched or torn apart. Security shakes behind him, but he does not step back. Someone in the crowd shouts, "Are you finally listening?" He nods once. 2:25 p.m., the speech without script, no notes, no papers, only voice raw, "I know why you're here. I know this country is struggling with ports, with capacity, with trust." Murmurs ripple. He continues, "You deserve a plan, you deserve action, you deserve a government that listens." A mother pushes forward, tears streaming. "My son has no place in school. Where do these thousands go?" Starmer swallows, no scripted answer, only reality. "We rebuild, we expand, we stop pretending capacity isn't real." Some nod, some glare, but they are listening. Until he adds, "We must stay humane, migrants are people, not cargo." And the crowd splits visibly, half cheer compassion, half shout, "Our country first, we can't take more." Voices crash like opposing tides. 2:40 p.m., counter-protest collides from the south end of Whitehall. A new wave appears. Pro-migrant groups marching with posters of solidarity. Two rivers of anger and empathy rushing toward the same intersection. Police scramble, urgent radio chatter, "Keep them apart, move barriers now. We are seconds from collision." But momentum is larger than metal. Crowds meet face to face, ideology versus exhaustion. People shouting inches apart, "They need help, so do we." Push, shove, a bottle thrown, not aimed, just panic. One officer trips, the line buckles. 1,000 bodies press forward instinctively. And then, a single spark. Someone lights a flare under tension, smoke jets upward, red cloud swallowing sight. Two crowds surge in reaction, not malicious, reactive, human, afraid. Police charge in to separate them, horses rear, shields clang, screams pierce. A journalist whispers, trembling, "This is the moment everything could break." 3:10 p.m. Starmer makes the gamble, seeing clash unfold. Starmer steps toward the gate rather than back. Security panic. "Sir, stop. It's not safe, we pull you inside now." He ignores them, steps as close as the fence allows, raising his voice over chaos. "Stop, listen to me." Crowd freezes, not all but enough, fists lower, shouts quiet, eyes turn. He speaks with every breath left. "I am calling an emergency border summit tonight, live, transparent, in public view." Crowd stares, stunned. He continues, voice breaking under weight. "We cannot solve this by shouting at each other. We solve it by fighting for the same country together." Silence so heavy London could hear a bus brake miles away. 3:25 p.m., the national offer. He delivers the line that will trend globally instantly. Give me 72 hours and you will not need to protest. If I fail, I will call a vote of confidence myself. Shock gasps, hands over mouths. He puts his job on the table publicly, a mother whispers. He's risking everything, a truck driver answers. About time someone did. For the first time today, the crowd's voice softens, not agreement, not acceptance, but consideration. 3:40 p.m. Parliament reacts like fire inside Commons, chaos like war room. He promised 72 hours. He'll need miracles. If he fails, we take the throne. Opposition leader smirks at cameras outside. He just set his own deadline, then adds the line that chills government aides. We'll be ready when the clock runs out. 4:05 p.m. The world WATCHES global headlines ignite. Britain locked down. PM faces crowd face-to-face confidence vote if plan fails. EU, US monitor UK instability. Foreign markets jitter. Pound dips. Banks issue stability guidance. A crisis once about borders is now about leadership survival. 4:30 p.m. The calm before nightfall. Crowd slowly, reluctantly spreads back. Police ease formation. Smoke clears into cold London air. Not victory. Not defeat. A pause. A countdown. Starmer returns inside No 10, face pale but resolute. He whispers privately, we bought time, now we must buy trust. Because 72 hours isn't long, not for borders, not for migrants, not for a fractured nation. And as night approaches, Britain stands on a cliff edge, waiting to see if leadership holds or collapses under pressure. The next move could save a government or end one. And now the clock has started ticking. London stands bruised but unbroken, millions waiting, watching. 72 hours, that's all the PM has bought, not peace, just time. If his emergency border summit delivers real action, he might hold the line. If it fails, he has promised something no UK leader ever promises willingly, a confidence vote on his own premiership. 3 days to fix borders, to satisfy protesters, to calm Parliament, to prove Britain still has leadership or to fall under the weight of expectation. So tell us, does Starmer survive the deadline? Or is this the first chapter of a government collapsing live? Comment below, we're reading every voice in this storm. Share this now so the nation sees what unfolds next. Follow, because the next update isn't weeks away.